Let me know. I'm good. Okay. Okay, cool. All right. So yeah, so overall this week was just like there were winning setups, but like the winning setups was like so like high risk. It's like, damn, do I even want to take that risk on a prop firm or even a live account? I even took a high risk trade on my own. It was just like, yeah, this is just not what it is. So when we have weeks like this, because this will happen again, I want people to understand that like you will have a week where they are not, they're literally not reaching our zone. So if we don't see our supply and demand setups and we have a target to hit, we have bills to pay, like we have to bring something else out. So obviously the secondary strategy for me is liquidity grabs. Of course, there's other strategies, support resistance, low probability supply and demand setups. But what I would use, this is just a recommendation, just I would use liquidity grabs. Like liquidity grabs is like it's kind of like some sort of like smart money concept, I guess you can say. But either way it go, this stuff works. So this week in particular, it was a lot of zones that didn't reach. We're gonna be breaking down that GU trade on Thursday that didn't reach, and it literally dropped for the rest of the day. GJ had some stuff that just didn't reach. It was just like, bro, what's really going on? So let's break down these subs that I took, and then some people wanted me to go over liquidity graphs. I don't know if people want me to go over liquidity graphs. I have webinars on that. I don't want to just keep talking about the same stuff. But whatever question you got at the end after I review my trades, then we're just gonna go from there. So let's talk about it. So Monday, I lost. It was a straight up loser. I took this demand setup right here. It looked good at the time. Turned on the EMAs. We're going away from 200. Everything lined up, and we had a rejection at the zone. So I took it off the break of the candle. And honestly, I didn't have a lot of time to try to cut this loss. We had like three rejections, and I ended up closing with like 1,200, like a little over $1,200 loss. And I had my stop loss literally right here. So people be asking me, okay, how are you cutting losses so fast? This was a trade in particular that I did not cut it fast enough. Like this was like it wasn't like a big loss, but this was definitely like a loss. I was like, damn, I shouldn't have lost 1,200 on this. This should have been like a regular like 400, $500 loss. But the rejections is literally letting you know, like, okay, they don't want to go up. Like this right there is literally like resistance being created. Everything lined up. I'm gonna be honest. Like the only thing that I just don't like about this setup in particular is that we are already kind of above gap. So if you go to the 15-minute chart, you can see that we have a gap directly up under, and we have gaps directly up under here. So like the trend have been going up for a little bit of time, and the 5 minute was like low key kind of high. So like I was a little bit iffy about it, but I took it anyway. We do have a break of structure on these setups, so it broke this high, broke that high. So it's just following our rules, but it literally just didn't work out. If I go to the higher time frame, like the 1 hour did look like it came from a downtrend, then start consolidating. So it really didn't show its like overall like bullish break of structure on a higher time frame. It still looked bearish, but the 5 minute was just breaking up. So I'm like, let's just go with the 5 minutes since the higher time frame not saying too much. The only thing it really said that it was coming from a downtrend. Other than that, like it just consolidated for that Monday. It ended up being a loser. So I went to the 4 hour, didn't see anything. 1 hour was a downtrend, and the 15 minute was literally not saying anything. So this is just a simple 5 minute setup that I just lost on Monday. And I mean, I just got charged after the game. Like I took an L on that, and that was it. So that's the only trade I took. I only took one trade on Monday, straight up loser. That was it. Tuesday. Okay, Tuesday was a very it was an annoying day just because I had a feeling that this wasn't gonna work. Just because minor breaks of structure, like this, is what you gotta understand when you trading supply and demand. Major breaker structure, minor breaker structure plays a role in the success, the win rate of the strategy. So, like, I've noticed that minor breaker structure just isn't as good as major breaker structure. So, if you trade supply and demand, you're waiting for the gaps, you're waiting for the regular stuff that we do every single week. You can see the difference between a minor breaker structure, stuff that don't have a breaker structure, and the ones that are breaking multiple highs. Like the ones that are breaking like a major pivotal high, those are the ones that wins the most. When you trade stuff like this, you can still win, but like we don't even know if this is going to follow the trend, because if we're looking at market structure, if we don't break this high and we stop right here and we see a demand right there, that's still following market structure to go the other way. So I looked at this setup after I took it. I'm like, yeah, I should have just waited for it to break major structure right here, like break this high, then come back down. But it's literally following market structure. Uh, you said kick Jamie. Who we talking about? On somewhere. Do we gotta kick somebody? I hope we don't have to kick nobody, man. Who is Jamie? I don't know who this is. Do I need to kick him, bro? I don't know what happened. Like, what happened? Am I tripping? Anyway, anyway, yeah, let me just focus on the trade and stuff. But anyway, so like I said, it didn't break the high. It didn't break the high, and it made a lower high. So like follow market structure. I prefer people to take major breaks of structure than like the minor ones. The minor ones you can win. I've seen them win before. I'm not saying that they're not going to win, but if you want the best quality setups, definitely you want a major break of structure. So this was Tuesday. Let me take this off. This was Tuesday, and I also took this trade on my own. Now, this trade in particular, like we can clearly see that this is a high risk setup. I'm gonna be honest, like this was a super, super high risk setup. And I'm gonna just mute everybody until I'm finished because I don't want to like get distracted. So I'm going to mute everybody, and then after that, then we can take questions. Because please. All right, so this is the trade I took by myself. Now I sent it to the trading chat room. This trade in particular, like you gotta understand, this is like super high risk stuff. So I'm gonna be honest, I only took this trade because we were so high. Like I knew a correction was going to come, and I was anticipating that there was going to tap into this demand zone on NAS 100. Now this is the big trade that I posted on my YouTube channel, but the main reason why I took this trade, mind you, this had a minor breaker structure, and we're going against the trend. The only real reason why I took this trade is because I knew that they were going to tap into this demand zone. Like we was already bullish. We know that they're going to fill in some type of gap that was literally right here. The gap was literally right there in front of that red candle from here to here. And then soon as they dropped into it, I wanted to close, but I'm like, okay, we still have all of this bullish movement from London session. And I believe this setup did not have no higher time frame confluence. Let me go to the 15-minute. Yeah, the 15-minute looked bullish at the time. The 1 hour, it looked like we were starting a whole new trend, honestly. If you look at the 1 hour, we was on a downtrend. Now we're breaking structure to the upside. It looked like we was on a whole new trend going up. And the 4 hour, the same thing. Like we're just breaking these little swing highs, these little pullbacks. These 4 hour pullbacks are like 1 hour, 15-minute breaks of structure. But overall, like I like this up just because I knew a correction was going to come. Now, this setup in particular, it's just super high risk because we just know like the 930 candle, just high risk stuff. So this trade in particular, like if you took this and held this, like you definitely got like you on another level of just risk taking because this was just super high risk stuff. But this trade in particular, like it just didn't have a lot of confluence. 5-minute minor breaker structure. We're going against the trend. The counter trend setups this week was like the winning trades. I'm not gonna lie. So that was Tuesday. AU demand that had no major breaker structure was a loss, and then this one was a reversal with a minor breaker structure, and we went the other way. Let's talk about Thursday. Now Thursday was the irritating day. I'm gonna be honest. Thursday was that day. I'm like, bro, what is going on? Now this is another trade. Again, this is another trade of no major breaker structure. So that's why I keep trying to like enforce like you want to take the setups that have a major breaker structure. Yes, minor breaker structure works, but I'm telling you like that stuff plays a big role. So if you just look at GJ, just look at the price action. I'm gonna just take off these zones real quick. Let me take this up. Like if you really just look at it, like this was another like less quality setup. Even this supply setup that a lot of people was waiting on that never got tapped into, it still didn't have a breaker structure. Like you put the EMAs on, you see the 200s cutting right through candles. So like we just know for a fact like this is just not a trending day. Like they didn't choose a direction yet. So like when we take any supply and demand setups, we want them to break like multiple highs. Like we see that this high right here wasn't broken. Let me see. Where's my okay? Yeah, this high wasn't broken, or this high wasn't broken with this little demand zone, and we got a 200 flat. Like this trade in particular was just it wasn't a trending condition at this point when we did take it. So like I took 2 losses, and then I got in for a third time, but like it came back because I wanted to hope like a 1 to 3 on this third entry, and I'm just like, bro, if it don't hit my 1 to 3, like I'm just gonna just close that break even. And literally this red candle just closed me at break even. I'm like, all right, whatever. But this trade in particular, like these are the setups that's just not good. Like this was just not a quality setup at all. And the whole day of GJ, like I mean not GJ, but the whole trading day of Thursday was just not the best. Like I was waiting on something else to come, and I'm just like, okay, nothing is coming far as supply and demand. So after I lost on this trade, obviously this was like a non-trending day on GJ. Then I take this. Now, a lot of people ask me, okay, why did you take this liquidity grab? Now, at the time, we were tapping into a 4-hour demand zone, and it had a break of structure. So I'm like, okay, I like this. So I drew out this 4-hour demand zone, and I'm gonna take this off. And I just went to line chart. I'm like, okay, so we was consolidating. Now we're breaking structure to the upside. That makes sense to take some sort of buy. But when I went to the 15-minute or the 5-minute, I'm like, I can't scale that down. So if I can't scale that down, what else can I do? Come on, load trading view. What are you doing? Trading view. What is going on? Okay, there we go. Okay, if I can't scale that zone down, let me go all the way down here. So I had this marked up. Let me put a horizontal line on that 5-minute. So I had this marked up. But again, what is the chances of it reaching all the way down to a 5-minute demand zone? It almost got close, though. It almost got close. I had that marked up right there. Again, this is a 4-hour demand zone. I scaled it all the way down, and I'm just going to take this 4-hour demand zone off. So I already have like a little bias at this point, but it never reached my zone. So I'm like, okay, if it don't reach my zone, there's no entry. But I'm looking at this swing low right there, and I'm like, okay, like this is a liquidity grab. So just because it don't touch your zone from a higher time frame demand doesn't mean you can't find ways to get into it. So this is a liquidity grab mixed with a 4-hour demand zone. I took the break up here because I got in late right here. So I end up having like a 11 pip, 12 pip stop loss. And that was really just it. Like once it hit my TP, that was just it. But the only real reason why I even took a counter trend liquidity grab is because we was tapping into a 4-hour demand zone. Now, this was short-lived. I'm gonna be honest, because like after that, like they just kept dropping after that. But I got what I needed, and that was just it. But I just knew for a fact we was at a 4-hour demand zone. Some sort of bullish power need to be coming into the market. We saw a liquidity grab and never tapped into the 5-minute demand inside the 4 hours. So I'm just like, let's just take this liquidity grab. And it was a winner. So that was Thursday. Now, a lot of people ask me, okay, how did you know that this is gonna be the very bottom? I don't know. Like that's the thing. Like I really just don't know if this is the bottom. But I mean, this is a valid liquidity grab. Anybody that watches liquidity grab webinars or even in the course, like y'all know, like this is just a valid setup right here. Like we dipped underneath a low, candles did not close underneath this low, and we're breaking up. Take the counter break and just scalp that up, catch like 10, 13 pips, and then just be done with it. So that was Thursday. So GJ, terrible setup. Like I think we could all agree to that GJ was a terrible setup, like not trending at all. We didn't know really the direction. It didn't have a major breaker structure, and it just wasn't good. And then this setup was another high risk setup because overall, AU on Thursday was bearish. Like look at the EMAs. We're breaking structure to the downside. Like we know that this is a downtrend on the 5-minute. So to take this is actually high risk. We're going against the trend, but it don't even matter because Friday, which is today, we took this setup. Now, a lot of people did not have a lot of faith in this setup. I'm going to be honest. I was a little bit iffy about today because, I mean, just look at the setup. Like it's counter trend. The only thing that made sense to take this setup is just to look at what happened yesterday. Thursday was a crazy day. Like this was a crazy day. You feel me? It tapped the supply zone and just dropped the entire time. So in my head, when I saw this demand zone this morning, I'm like, okay, we can be potentially filling those gaps from yesterday. And I mean, that was literally just it. Like we had like a little break of structure right here. It wasn't the best because it didn't break above like crazy. But I still count my wicks as a break of structure. So this is what I took today. I closed up in here. Like once this spike start going up, I just closed. I did not leave a runner. But this is a good trade. I'm about to unmute everybody so people can talk. But yeah, so that was my week, man. That was my week. My winning trades was definitely more high risk than anything else. The safer trades was losing. So overall, like I can't complain too much about this week, but definitely like the quality of setups was just like non-existent. Like I just wanted to say that. So that was my week. I do want to say that don't be afraid to take counter trend moves. I know I'll be like, okay, like I want to go with the trend, but like if you want to take that chance with a counter trend setup, just lower your risk if you iffy about it. Like if you see like a quality counter trend setup, like and you want to take it, just lower your risk. You don't have to put the same risk on every single trade. Now I do, so I'm still gonna throw in 36 lots or 15 lots on NAS regardless. But I'm just saying, like if you want a prop firm challenge and you want to take the best setups, lower your risk on counter trend setups in case like it'd be a crazy win like this. Like, and I think NAS 100 actually had a another demand setup. Let me take this off. It had another demand setup right after it who took this? I saw people taking it in the Discord, but I didn't take it. But I mean, what? That's an aggressive entry right there. Now, again, like you got to be quick on your toes because why would I take a break in a candle that's this high? Like again, common sense. Like I'm not gonna take this. Like what? That is huge. Like that. Like I'm not taking that. Now I would get in aggressive as it's going up and then try to get more tighter stop loss. Like that make more sense. But getting on a break the candle like that, that's a huge candle. Like I'm just not doing it. I'm getting aggressive. So yeah, this was a good setup. But yeah, I'm taking questions though. So if you want me to unmute you, just raise your hand on the Zoom and I'll let you speak or just type in your question. So let me slide that down. Yeah, overall this week was just like a little bit weird, bro. All right, who we got right here? We got H8DD. Okay. Is this
Yo.
Yo, what's going on?
Yeah, what's up, bro? I have a question. You know when the USL is 3 pips, right?
Hold on,
I
I
know
didn't
you
hear you. What you say?
you know when the your stop loss is 3 pips, right?
Yeah.
I know you
Yep.
will hold. Yeah, I know you will hold to 1 to 2. Since
Mm-hmm.
the 3 pips is too little.
Yeah.
But my question is, will you put your stop loss at break even once the 1 to 1 gets hit, like you do usually, or will you like hold it since it's only 3 pips?
No, I will hold it. I will hold it because like okay, so if my stop loss is 3 pips, and I know that I'm not about to have a 3 pip TP. It literally makes no sense. So if I'm going for 6, um, if I try to cut the loss, what is the loss going to be? The loss is going to be what, a 2 pip loss, maybe a 1.5 pip loss. I can try to cut that in at least 1.5 or maybe 2, and just save 1 pip. But 3 pip stop loss, like,
Okay.
but honestly, this only applies when you're doing fixed lot sizes. Like when you do percentages, like that 3 pips may be 1%. So it's like,
Yeah.
are you willing to just
That
hold through
was
it?
Yeah, that was my second question. I was gonna say, I risk my accounting percentage, so like 3 pips will
Mm-hmm.
1% for me. So I was gonna say, should I still hold it to 1 to 2, or should I be happy
I
with
say
one
yeah.
percent?
I say yeah because okay, so I don't even know like okay, like what is the commissions on these prop firms? Like, are they taking so much off? Like, you feel me? Because since
Yeah,
we're scalping, like they're gonna take their commissions. Your lot size may be crazy just because you got a 3 pip stop loss. Like, you get what I'm saying? So it just really depends on the prop firm and like where they get you in at. Like, especially if you got 8 cap. If you got 8 cap, I didn't hear bad stuff about 8 cap all the time. So yeah.
all right. Like when you're at 3 pips and price hit your 1 to 1, you won't move the SL to break even. You still hold it to 1 to 2. That's
Yeah, I
what
will.
you're saying, right?
Yeah, I will hold it. If my stop loss is 3 pips, I'm gonna hold for 1 and 2 at least. Like I gotta catch some type
Yeah,
of pips. Like 3 pips is just not enough, bro. That's
yeah,
not
yeah.
enough.
I know, but yeah, I know, bro. But my question is like, will you put that stop loss at break even once the 1 to 1 gets hit?
No, no. I need that
Okay.
1 and 2. I need that 1 and 2.
Mm, okay, okay. And I had another question. Yeah, when do you go for 1 to 2? I know, like, you only go when it's low pips, like 3 pips. Will you still go
Yeah.
for 1 to 2 if it's 4 pips and
Yeah.
5 pips?
Yeah. 5 pips, yeah, but I might go for like a 1 to 1.5. It just depends on the structure, bro. I'm gonna be honest, like the structure of the setup, like where's the gaps, like the situation matters on like if I want to hold longer because we could be tapping into another supply. Like we might be headed up to a supply, and I'll see that it's like rejected from supplies. I may have to close. It just really depends on the situation, though. I'm be honest, because like sometimes I'll see that okay, we're headed towards liquidity. Let me hold a little bit longer. And then what if liquidity may be a little bit higher? What if like it's got to be filled, but then they were holding on another supply, or we just reached into a higher time frame supply? So it just really just depends, bro. But yeah, like 5 pips, like that's not even a lot. Like I would definitely hold past 1 to 1 for sure, for sure.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, and I have a final question.
Mm-hmm.
Can you go to that AU setup that you had the 1 hour demand? You know, the one you took liquidity grab from it?
Oh yeah. Let me just take these up because I'm gonna get confused. You talking about Thursday, right?
Yeah, exactly. When it was close to tapping the 1 hour demand, but it never did.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you just mark up the 1 hour zone?
Okay. I'm looking for the replay mode. Okay, you said 1 hour. All right, you talking about this right here. You talking about this demand zone right here?
Yes, exactly. And then if you go to the 5 minute, you can scale it down. Mike,
Okay. 5 minute. This still the 4 hour demand zone though. right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, TradingView. Okay. So
Okay.
that's all right.
Yeah. My question is, you see that candle on the 5 minute where you scaled it down, right? Can you just
Mm-hmm.
go to that 5 minute candle? You see, like I know on a normal supply on 5 minute, if it breaks below that candle, like the candle low, then it's invalid, right? So
Mm-hmm.
my question is, let's say price taps that 5 minute candle, right? But it
Mm-hmm.
never gives you a break of the candle. It keeps dropping, and then
Mm-hmm.
it's going below the wick of that red candle. Will you
Mm-hmm.
still take the break,
No,
even after that?
no.
Okay. So if it went below there 0.64187, you wouldn't take break of candle.
Yeah, no. If it breaks below, like I'm gonna just draw like just like that. If it breaks
Yeah.
below this area and it start going up, I'm not taking it. Because there's no
Okay.
gaps right here. Like there's literally no more gaps. So if you breaking below the 5 minute inside the 1 hour, the 4 hour, you're not gonna hold. So no,
Mm.
no, I'm not gonna hold.
And
I'm not gonna take it.
yeah, do you always hold for 1 to 2 on higher time frame setups like this here or no?
What the 15 minute plus 5 minute confluence setup, I'm holding more than 1 to 1 for sure. 15 minute, 5 minute, 1 hour, 5 minute, um 4 hour, 1 hour, 5 minute. Like I'm gonna try to go for way more than 1 to 1 for sure.
Yeah, all right. And let's say there wasn't a 5 minute setup here, right? Let's say if you had went to the 15 minute, there was a 15 minute supply which you could have scaled down. Like you scale down a 1 hour to a 15 minute, right? You scale it down.
Mm-hmm.
But since there is no 5 minute zone and only a 15 minute zone where you can scale it down, how would you enter that? Because I know you don't like to enter off the 15 minutes, you like to
Yeah.
enter off the 5. So my question is, like, what's the reason of scaling it down to 15? Like, if you're not gonna take an entry of, you know what I mean?
I mean, if it's not giving me my entry time frame, then I'm not getting in. Like it's just that simple. Like if it's a 4 hour supply, we scale to 1 hour, then we scale it down to the 15 minute, but we can't scale it on a 5 minute. I'm not entering unless
Mm-hmm.
I want to enter off the 15 minute. And that's another. I'm glad you just brought that up because what was that trade? What was that trade on GU where it just never tapped, but it was a great setup. This trade right here, perfect setup. So this trade in particular is the exact question that you just asked. So right here, this is a 15-minute supply right here. Like, let me just draw this up right here. It's a 15-minute supply. Now, this was a crazy win for a 15-minute supply, but when you go to the 5 minute, when you go back to the 5 minute, it literally never reached. Like you put that right there, it literally missed by just a pipette. Like it just never reached. I didn't get in this. Now, some people did get into this trade. Me personally, I gotta follow my rules, so I just never took this trade. But yeah, it gotta touch my 5 minute zone, like straight up.
Yeah. Okay. So it doesn't matter if you can scale it down to 15 since there is no entry there unless you want to take it off the 15.
Exactly.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ron. That was everything.
Yes, sir. That was a good question for sure. For sure, for sure. If it's a higher time frame zone and they don't give you what you want in a 5 minute, that's it. Like don't even do it. Okay, we got somebody else right here.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
I can't really hear you, kind of like far away.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh gosh, it's not working. Hello?
Yeah, what's going on?
Hello? Oh gosh, I can't even hear him now.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, you can? Okay, sorry. Okay, I'm like cooking pancakes at the same time for breakfast. So I got two questions. Sorry. First one, if you can't like manage a trade, like we just don't go in it. So like context is I was out at dinner with a couple of friends and then I saw a trade. On my way home, I saw it kind of like forming. But I was gonna drive home. So I was like, should I like enter this and kind of like set a stop loss and TP and set and forget? Or should I just kind of miss it?
I kind of prefer active trading. I don't really do like the set and forget like trading because I mean anything can change. So like I just feel like when you act, because we're on a 5 minute now. If you're trying to do this on a higher time frame, go ahead. If you want to just do this system on a 1 hour, then hey, you can do that. But like when we're on a 5 minute, 15 minute, I prefer people to just actively just be looking at the trade, to be sitting on the chart, or you on your phone, laptop. Like, I'm not about to be looking at a chart in a restaurant. Oh, they go play. Let me just get in and then go drive home. Like, I'm not gonna do that because I'm just playing with lot sizes. That's kind of like you get what I'm saying. Like, I'm not gonna do that. So yeah, I prefer just actively trading. Like, you got to be on the charts analyzing. So
yeah, no, that's fair enough. Yeah, I gave it a pass, but yeah, I was just like, damn it, one. But anyway, that's all good. And then can you please have a look at EJ today, around London session though?
So you say EJ?
EJ, yeah.
Okay.
So 435 candle is where the zone kind of formed.
It's a London session, right?
Yeah, 435 EST.
Okay. You talking about this one right here?
Yes, I believe that's the one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, can you just please help analyze if that would have been a trade to take? Because I got in and then I kind of chickened out because like I saw it could have been coming from a downtrend. And I just like kind of got out a bit of a run break, even a small loss, then it won. So
okay. Yeah, this was let's just break it down. Let's just see what made this just go up. Let's go to 15-minute chart. Okay, we'll go to the 15-minute chart. What do we have right here? That did not hold. Let's go to the 1 hour. Oh, okay. We was holding on something on the 1 hour. Okay, so that is definitely something that you got to consider. This is definitely holding on 1 hour demand zone, even though it don't have no breakup structure. You just see that it's holding on that. So that is important. Let's go to the 4 hour. The 4 hour. The 4 hour actually made a lower high. So if we following structure, if we make a lower high, then we are definitely pushing up. So this did not break underneath this low. So if you're just following structure, we are going up. And I don't really look at the daily like that. So overall, like the only thing that has made sense is that this is a 1 hour demand zone. This is tapping into a 1 hour demand zone that didn't have a breakup structure. And then when we go to the 5-minute, it just continued. So honestly, like what made you just not hold this? Like this is only like 10 minutes worth, and then TP was hit, maybe 15 minutes. What made you not hold this?
Oh yeah, it was another one of those like I had to go somewhere off after kind of thing. Yeah, so I was like, oh, if I don't hold in the next 5 minutes, I'm just gonna kind of get and go.
Yeah, you gotta hold this for sure.
Yeah. But yeah. Okay.
Thank
you so much. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. All right, who we got? We got James right here. Trying to get to everybody. Questions.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. What's going on?
Yeah, my question is not really about the charts. So May I saw profits, June profits, July profits. So I saw like the last like 4 months like just profits. So getting closer to like profitability, but August been slow. I was wondering, so I looked at the returns that I had for the months. It was like 2% in May, then like 3-4% in June. July was pretty good. It was like 5-6%. So I was wondering when you were first seeing like profitability, was it straight to like 5 to 10? I know you don't track percentages, but was it like straight to like 5 to 10%, or was it like slow, like a 2% month?
No, it was gradually. It was something like that, like 2%, 3%. Because like you would have a good week, but then like say you would have a rough week like this. Like say like the month of August, I have a good 2 weeks, but then like it'd be 1 week that's like rough. So like that just took away like profit from like last week. So like it's not gonna be like always a crazy game where you're getting like 10% in a month or like 15%. It's not, no. Slow growth keeps you in the game. When you try to do sporadic gains, like that's when you're risking too much or you're trying to blow your account. So slow growth for sure.
Yeah, July was good, but this was the worst week probably I had. I mean, it wasn't that bad. It was a losing week, but everything clean was losing.
Man.
Then I took a risky AU supply in London, went for like a 1 to 3.
Okay.
With my losses, but yeah, that clears things up. So that's it. Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right, we got Hector right here. Bro, been waiting patiently. I see you, bro. I see you, bro. What's good, man?
Chilling, bro. Hey, is my question is based off of that GU. I think it's the supply that never tapped.
Yeah, let's go back to it.
Because I was just a little confused about that, bro. Because I remember in your course there was a video where you talked about those those type of setups that never tap into your zone.
Mm-hmm.
And then you say something like, "Oh, you know, the market's not perfect. There's gonna be times
Yeah.
where it's not gonna tap into that zone, and you know you could take that."
Yeah.
So I wanted to get like your take on that. Like, what made you change your mind? Were you back testing and you saw that those were losers, or like, what is it that changed your mind on those setups?
No, it's really just the precision. Like I want my supply and demand setups to 100% reach. Like I don't want it to be 80% or 85% because like you will see certain setups that have gaps like directly in front of it that they won't even fill it in 100%. Like they will literally just fill it in like 70%. So like me personally, I just feel like if it fills it in completely, like all the way through, like it's no more gap after they touch the zone. I feel like that increases the chances. So like I don't really trade like where they just don't tap the zone no more. Like no, I'm not gonna do that. Like I need it to fully.
Another thing will be like,
Go
my
ahead.
bad.
Go ahead.
Another thing will be like, let's say it leaves that minor gap, like a pip of a gap, and it comes back, and then you see some rejection off of that zone, and it ends up being a loser. Like that shit has happened to me multiple times, bro. And I'm like, fuck, man. I don't know if it.
You talking about like, okay, so say if this zone just dropped, and then they come back into it and fill it in, but then start pushing up.
Yeah, let's say I'll be in profit like a 0.5, like 0.5 RR, and you know I go in for my 1-to-1, and then boom, it reverses on me and it takes me out. I feel like damn, I've had problems with that, with those setups happening to me. I don't know if it's because I should just forget about that supply or.
No, honestly, I feel like, okay, so say if they do something like this, so you got your supply zone right here, you got your supply zone, and then it just never comes, and then start dropping, and then leave like a little gap. If they do come back, this is also a breaker structure going the other way. Like that's super important. Like once they come back into that zone, it increases the chance of it losing just because we just broke our high to reach there. So like a lot of people are losing on setups that are breaking structure to reach your zone, just like that AU trade that I took. Let me go back to that AU trade on Thursday. That was a liquidity grab. If you really look at it, this setup, a lot of people had this marked up. I even had this marked up. Where is it at? Right here. This marked up right here. Never touched the zone. But then you see how they came back into it again, and then it just blasts right through it.
That's a perfect example right there.
This is a perfect example right here. So they're breaking structure going against you once they reach into that zone right there. So this is a swing right there. Let me go to the line chart. That's a swing. So if they break over this, that is the trend changing temporarily. Like we obviously know this is a downtrend, but I'm just saying if they do tap into it, that is going to decrease the chance because they already came up to it and then created a swing, dropped, and then came back into it. So like really like that, it gets dangerous when they do miss it by a pip and then come back to it because like following structure, that is going the other way. So like you gotta be careful with that for sure. That's why I didn't take this. I'm like, okay, we got liquidity grab. They about to break above this swing high. I doubt they're gonna hold at the zone and it ended up just blasting right through. So like you gotta be careful and leave that pip, like that little pipette as far as a gap. You gotta be careful for sure.
All right, and for this liquidity grab here, you get in at the break of the candle, and then would you take it up to that supply or would you hold? Since it's a liquidity grab, I don't know if I believe you said it that for liquidity grab you try to go for like a 2-to-1.
No, I still go for a 1-to-1 with liquidity grab. I still go for 1-to-1. Now I did get in late on this setup though. I should have got in down here, but right here, that's where I got in at on that second break of the candle, and I just had like a 12 pip stop loss, and I just held right through because I mean I just had faith that they wasn't going to hold at the zone just because we was already low at the point. They got to fill in some sort of gaps. So no, I'm still going for a 1-to-1 just like the regular setups that we do.
All right, for sure. And look, right here, how you see, for example, you have a 12 pip stop loss, and I know you fuck with those fixed lot sizes.
Yeah,
I kind of have like, I don't really know how that's like in my mind. I don't know how that shit will work for me because I'm trying to eliminate that. Having to calculate my loss sizes when I'm trying to get into my trades, because you feel me. Sometimes I will miss the setup. That's the magic keys, yeah. But
I'm trying to tell you, that's why I pull it up.
I do it though. You feel me? The old school way, bro. Let's say I'm risking 250 for this trade. I'm gonna divide that by my stop loss, and that's gonna give me my lot size, right? But saying in your case, how you have a fixed lot size and you have a 12 pip stop loss. How would that affect how much you're risking in the market? If you're going for a 1-to-1, but your stop loss is so big that you're gonna end up losing more than your 1-to-1. If you know what I mean, like you're.
No, I get what you're saying. Every setup that I take is have a different risk. They're all not going to be the same because I don't always have a 12 pip stop loss. I don't always have a 5, 10 pip stop loss. It's always going to be different. But I use a fixed lot size because I know the average amount of pips I'm going to get on an average day. Like I don't really have a bigger stop loss than like 15 pips. So if I calculate 15 pips with 36 lot sizes, it's going to be the same amount every single time. Now, if I have anything less than that, it's going to be less. It's going to be a lesser loss, but I do cut my losses. So that's how I like try to minimize my loss, by trying to cut the loss or minimize the loss by taking quality setups. So like far as like fixed lot sizes, because I don't know how do you risk your account? How do you risk it?
I risk 1%, 2%.
You risk 1%, 2%. And
Yeah.
how is that working for you? Like, is it working good? Like, is that something that
So far I've been more like in break-even days, bro. I'm not profitable yet, but I know what I'm doing. It's just that I'm trying to break that psychological stage. That's really where I'm at right now.
And how many trades
I have
you
my
take?
break-even days.
How many
Or
trades you take a
sometimes
day?
Just one.
Just one trade.
Yeah, bro. Because I used to fuck up, bro. I used to fucking overtrade too much, bro. I'll take like 4 trades a day, and that shit fucked my mentals up. So there'll be days I'll be like, fuck, do I even know what the fuck I'm doing? Like,
no, for real. Like when you go through losing period, you definitely question if you're like a good trader or not. Like I could definitely attest to that. Like it just be like, bro, what's going on? But okay. So you said 1%, 2%. That's like
1%, 2%. I only take one trade, win or lose, bro. And then I just close the charts.
Okay. Do you leave any runners?
Nah, I don't leave any runners, bro.
You don't leave any
There's
runners.
times where I'll go for a 2-to-1, but I just be too fucking paranoid, bro. I'll be like, fuck. Okay, so it just goes back to my psychology, bro.
Okay, so obviously, like 1-to-1s is easy to reach. Like even 1-to-2s are kind of like easy to reach, just depending on how big your stop loss. But like you still gotta like test yourself on holding for longer term targets. Like so that's why like twin trading exists. That's why we twin trade. I don't know if you twin trade or not, but like say if I go for my 1-to-1, like today, like I took my 1-to-1, I could have easily left the runner and go for a 1-and-3 today off of NAS demand. But you gotta get some reps on leaving runners. Like a lot of people like, damn, I wish I would have just left the runner. Like, why are you not leaving runner? Like, why? Like, what's stopping you from doing it? It's just you're not doing it. So like literally, like you just gotta start leaving like some sort of twin trading. Like I don't know how many times you enter your trades, but I enter 3 times. So like if I choose to leave a runner, like I'm going to leave at least one position running, and the other 2 I'm gonna close at 1-to-1. Like, but yeah, definitely start leaving runners, bro. Like if you at a break-even stage and you are taking winning trades, but you still at break-even, try to leave runners and cut your losses. Like that's gonna get you over that hump. But if you're not leaving no runners, it's like I'm leaving a lot of money on the table. If that makes sense.
Yeah, bro. I feel you, bro. And I got one more question, bro. Let's say we have a supply setup, gap attached to it. We're going with the trend. EMA is above. You know the EMA SMA is going with the trend. Everything looks perfect, but it doesn't have a break of structure. Would you still consider that trade?
Do we have a minor break of structure or just no break of structure at all?
Like no break of structure. Let's say it'll almost break structure, but then it reverses back to your supply, for example. Like, I've seen those kind of setups and I've taken them and I've won them multiple times. So I just want to I want your opinion on those, because I know you said no break of structure. I'm not getting in that. Fuck that. Yeah.
The only ones that I would consider is when there's no price action above or below. Like you're literally the only swing, if that makes sense. So like if you're at the very top and it's a supply at the very top, like something like this, and they have a gap and it didn't break structure and it holds, like that could be a good trade. That's the only time I would consider any type of supply that don't have a break of structure or demand that don't have a break of structure. It gotta have no price action below. You gotta damn near be like in no man's land once it goes above. Like there's no price action. Other than that, like I wouldn't recommend setups with no break of structure.
Like would those setups be like considered a change of trend?
That would be considered a reversal. Like you're trying to catch a reversal. So like say you're trying to take a demand setup somewhere like let me try to see. Let me see, is this like no, that's not gonna be a good example. Like basically like all the way, okay, like something like this. Literally something like this. But just imagine that this was a high probability setup. And it definitely like had a gap. Like something like that, where we're basically trying to catch a reversal at the top. Now these are high risk because we don't know if this is the top or not. But say if this did just have a gap that was directly in front of it and we could take the sell, these are the setups that have no price action above it. You look over here, we're literally like in no man's land. We're trying to catch the very top. So those are the ones that I would consider if I do want to take a step that have no break of structure. I'm damn near saying that this is the very top. and we're catching a reversal going down. That's the only time. That's literally it.
For sure, bro. Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. All right, let's go to the next person. There's a lot of people that got questions. All right, let's see. We got Sai right here. Yeah, these are the only time I would consider setups like this.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I just have one setup that I would like you to look at. It was a London supply at 525 EST.
On what pair?
Oh, sorry. It's EU.
On EU. London supply on what day?
It was today.
At what time?
525 EST.
525 EST. This one right here.
Let me see.
You said a demand, right?
Nah, it's a supply.
525 today.
Yeah, I mean, it's my time. My local time is 9:25.
Oh, you talking about? I'm tripping. So you talking about it reached at 525?
Yeah.
So if you're talking about this zone right there, and it's a supply that tapped during London session. This tapped around 315. If you're talking about this one, I don't know really what you're talking about far as 525.
Okay. Like when I did the conversion of the times on Google, like it said 525. It might be wrong though.
Okay, where is it at though? Like just point me in a direction. Like, is it over here? Is it like because this is London session right here. Like this is London session. That tap that actually was a winner.
So the zone formed around like 8:35 my time. So that would be like that would be 4:25 your time, I think.
4:25. Oh, you talking about this right here?
Yeah.
This one right here.
Yeah.
Okay. So
yeah, I won on that setup, but like I know a lot of people like lost out on it. I just want to know like your thoughts on it and like if it was a high probability setup and stuff.
Okay, so this is probably something that we will see similar in New York session. They previously just won on this supply right there that was like right there that literally dipped above this swing high to reach and then it dropped. But let's just like if you really just zoom out, like we just know like the lower we get, the more dangerous it gets. So it's hard to predict the reversal because we can clearly see that the trend is a downtrend. Like it's clear as day, like we are on a downtrend. So it makes sense to sell, but like this is how we lose the most because supply and demand is a trend trading strategy. You can trade in reversals, but when we take setups like this and we see that it's been dropping since yesterday, like the whole day was dropping since last London session previously in the same session, like literally 24 hours has just been dropping. So you just got to be wary of like, okay, reversal is going to come. Now, is it preventable? It's hard to prevent it when they're supplying quality setups. Like in real time, I know this look clean. Like I know like you was probably like, oh, this look really clean. Yeah. But it's just like the reversals is just literally like unpredictable. It's hard to just stop it. The only way you can do that is by trying to cut the loss. Because this is something that I would take. Like, well, this just look clean. Like a breakout structure. Yeah. We're at London session. It looked good. We got a gap. Let me go to the higher time frame. Now, if the higher time frame has tapped into something else, then that could be another reason why this was a loser. But this is not even a fresh zone. So
I mean, I won on that trade because I just took a quick 1-on-1. But I know a lot of people lost out on it. I think it was to do with the entry as well, like the way you enter the trade.
I mean, but also look at where you're at, though. Like, that's another thing. Like, look at where you're at. So if we're taking a supply setup right there, because that little box, that's your zone. We got a gap to fill that's directly above it, and we got a huge gap directly above it. Did it go up and touch that? Okay, it actually tapped into that. So, like, they needed to fill in some sort of gaps. Like, it was a correction. Like, we clearly see that it's on a downtrend on the 4-hour, but pullbacks is going to be like a short-term uptrend on the 5 minutes. So like these little pullbacks right here, that's a short-term uptrend on the 5 minutes. Same with this, and even same with these two candles. Like they're going to be bullish a little bit. So like it's just hard to catch like the reversal. Like I these are the setups I will lose on. Like, I'm gonna be honest, like because I like clean setups. That is a very clean setup. So when you take a setup like this and you see that we've been trending for so long, the best thing you can do is try to cut your loss, like just straight up.
All right.
Sure.
Appreciate it.
That's all you have?
Yeah, man. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. All right. Who we got next? We got the discipline trader right here. Okay.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
All right. I got two setups I want to go over. It's GU during London session. One of them is on the 22nd.
22nd.
I took a demand setup. It should be like easy to spot. It's like 4 or 5 big bullish candles.
You say you took a demand setup, New York session or London session?
London. Right there, those green candles.
Right here.
Yeah. On my notes, we hit a supply on a DXY. So that's like what made me really take this setup.
So you took this out right here.
Yeah, I took it on the break of the candle of that pin bar.
And did you win on it?
Yeah, I on that big rejection candle, like 2 candles next to it, I added another position since we was in the supply.
Okay. No, this is a good setup. Like this is just textbook one-on-one stuff. The only thing that showed us that this couldn't be short-lived is this right here. That swing high being broken.
Yeah.
That can be a sign that we can be changing the trend. Like it's not going to hold that long. And you see like the flow of the bearish candle start coming in at this point, and then like you follow like the market structure, like it's breaking out low.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah, so like yes, you won, but like this being broken is very important. I ain't gonna lie, that's super important. But overall, like it's a good trade. But you got to be careful with that though, because when it's breaking structures to reach your zone, that do decrease the chance. Yeah.
All right. The next setup is on the 16th. I took a supply setup, same pair, same session.
You said supply.
Yeah, it was like I drew it on the Doji candle. I'm trying to see right now. Hold on. Wait.
Ain't gonna lie, I don't really see a supply setup. I'm gonna be honest.
Hold on.
Took it off the different time frame.
Nah, it was a 5-minute supply on the 16th.
Oh, that's the 17th. I'm tripping. Okay, this is the 16th. Supply setup?
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about this? Or you? Yeah, I'm looking, bro, but I don't see a supply setup. Like if this is the 16th,
it was like there was a demand that pushed up, and then a supply had formed, and it like broke like small structure to the downside, and we hit a 4-hour supply zone. So on the 5-minute, I took
Did you take this?
I took the push down from that.
You took this push down.
I think it might be, yeah. I'm gonna have to like DM it to you because it looks different on my screen.
Okay, yes. Just send me that chart.
All right, no problem.
I don't see it. All right, that's all you have?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm looking at supply right here, bro. I don't really see a supply, bro. Like we consolidated, now we're pushing up. This is just like, yeah. Okay, let's go to Jonathan right here. My boy Jonathan. I'm trying to get to everybody. Hello.
Hey, what's going on? You hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah, I had a question today. Well, I had 2 quick questions. One was today on in the New York session, the UJ.
UJ, New York session. Okay. Go to it.
Supply setup.
Okay, you said New York today, supply setup. Are you talking about this right here? This one that's
yeah, so right.
That one?
Yeah, that one right there.
All right. So I'm looking at it. It makes sense on to sell. Like we got these lows that's being broken off of that move. That price action is terrible, bro.
That's what my question was going to be like, because I saw the price action was terrible. I was about to get out, but I got out pretty early. I cut because I was looking at how to cut my losses, so I got out pretty good. But I was just saying, like, as far as that setup, because on the hour, it was reaching an hour demand, but it still had room to go. So I went ahead and just got into it.
Let me.
I was just saying, like, should you when it is approaching an hour demand like that, should you get into it if it does have a little bit of room, or
No, this makes sense. If it's a 1 hour demand zone that's right up under it,
yeah,
so something like one of the, let me zoom in. Like one of these you have marked up, it makes sense to sell, but
Yeah.
it's just that price action. That's what they gave you, like in that situation. So it makes sense to sell up into that 1 hour demand zone. Like that's something that I would do. Like I literally would do that. But you
Okay.
did the right thing though. I'm not gonna lie. Like this right here, that it's a no, bro. Like we should be
Yeah.
closing that. Like we shouldn't take the full loss. We should accept the loss and just keep it pushing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it made sense though. Like if this area had a 1 hour demand zone, you would want to take a supply to fill in that gap, to tap that higher time frame zone, and then get out. So no, you did the right thing though, for sure.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I cut it pretty good, so it was pretty straight.
Yeah.
And then the other one was just when the NAS that we took this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was looking at that as well, but like you say, it was counter trend, so I was kind of iffy on it. And then so by the time I really wanted to go into it, it was going to be pretty much too late. But pretty much, you see how when it tapped the zone and then it came up and then it came down and formed that lower high.
Yeah.
Would that be like an indication, like, all right, it's going to possibly keep pushing up to go ahead and just get in that next break of candle? Or I was trying to see if I wanted to get in like pretty much right there when I saw it looked like it was going to go up.
Yeah, like say if you didn't get in time and it came back down, you can still like buy, put your stop loss right here, and then have a more tighter stop loss, or wait for another break. Like either way it go, we still didn't even get our 1-to-1 at this point. So yeah, you could have got in anywhere up in here. You could have got in and had your stop loss underneath that low. Yeah.
All right, yeah, because I was going to get in at that next, like you said, that next break, but I was kind of iffy and I was a little bit late, so I just kind of held off.
Okay, yeah. Did you catch that second one though? Did you catch this one right here, the one that happened right after it, or you just was like, I'm good, I'm just done? Like,
where? Let me see. Oh no, I had by that time I was because I get into work around like 10:30, so I was kind of like trying to look at it.
Oh, okay.
But also I was waiting for another setup to happen, but by the time I started getting into work, I was already pretty much out of it.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was waiting on that next setup though.
Okay, that's all you had?
Yeah, that's all I had. I just wanted to make sure.
All right. Sir, okay, who we got? King Tails right here.
Yo,
what's going on?
What's up, my guy?
It's good.
Could you hit the bar replay and go back to Tuesday, the 22nd at around 7
on
the
NAS?
15-minute chart? No, GJ. My fault.
You said Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
New York session or London session?
It was right before London, not New York session. So 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
All right, we got Tuesday. Okay.
Yeah. So on the 15-minute, it looked like there was a pretty decent supply. I seen that it pretty much in London, y'all was going. The market was just pushing down. So yeah, right there.
Well, right here.
Not the one below it.
Right here.
Yeah.
You took this?
No, I didn't. I didn't take it immediately. I scaled down to the 5-minute and I waited for it to enter that zone.
So when it comes to scaling down, you want yourself to be high probability. Like I wouldn't scale this down because it's already tapped into. Like if you because mainly I trace a high probability setup. So like if you're trying to scale this down, you're scaling down a low probability setup. So this is not high probability, because if you look at it right here, like I wouldn't even really like this in particular, because like we're not really breaking a lot of structure. Like yes, we're going down because we see that we was consolidating and we're going down, but once they tap, and that's really just it. And then it came back again at 7 o'clock, 7:15. Like, nah, I wouldn't even consider it. I'm gonna be honest. So,
okay. Yeah, I think I just drew the zone wrong down.
Okay. Okay, because like high probability setups, you're looking for bullish candles. You're drawing your box around bullish candles.
Okay.
So.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
You took the sell? Did you make money on it? Like, did you make money on this low probability setup?
Nah, bro. This is the trade I was telling y'all about on Tuesday that I gotta do it with the Funded Trader support team, because, bro.
Oh yeah. I saw that in the chat. Like they did some BS. Some prop firm did some BS, and you like, bro, nah, I gotta check in on this.
Yeah, for sure, bro. But yeah. So after that, I was like, all right, I gotta get off the charts. I get my mental together because if I throw money in my personal account and try to trade for the rest of the week, I'm gonna just blow it. So
No, that's self-awareness is key, bro. Like I ain't gonna lie. Like what? Them doing some BS and whatever they did. I don't know if they widened your spreads or they went past your stop loss. I don't really know what they did, but
oh yeah, bro. They definitely they moved my stop loss and then they acted like it was a liquidity grab. But I literally I screenshotted, bro, and I showed I raised a ticket, sent it to support, and it was like they came up with some BS explanation like, oh, we use a third party liquidation thing, so they might have entered you at a trade differently.
see that don't nah, see, nah. This
and bro, my
ACAP,
thing is
this ACAP.
now Think Markets, but they're both like I think they're affiliate companies because they're both in Australia. So bro, after that I was like, yo, I know niggas that have been trading for mad long, bro. I've never heard of no like regulated broker doing that.
Yeah,
so
facts. Yeah, that's questionable, bro. That's questionable for sure, bro. Yeah, you want to check in on that. But that's all you had, or that's all the questions you have?
yeah, bro, that was it. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. All right, who we got? We got Hector O right here. Now, I'm gonna try to get to everybody that raised. Hello.
What's up, bro?
What's good?
Can you hear me? Everything
Yeah,
good?
can you turn me down? Though?
Yeah, I'm on back. Now, how about now?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, so I just want you to look into a setup. It was GU Thursday.
Okay.
It was a demand setup at 10:15.
GU on Thursday.
Yeah.
Where's the? Hold on.
It's right there, 10:15. It has the break of structure on it. It's the wicks. Yeah, that one right there.
This one right here.
Yeah. So I know it's sort of counter trend. EMA is all the way up top, but the reason why I felt like this was a solid setup was because it's in no man's land. It's a demand. I don't know. That's why I want to get your input on it.
Okay, so I'm gonna mute you because I still like hear the echo and stuff. So if I'm looking at this setup right here, yes, this is kind of trend. Yes, we have like a little break of structure right here, breaking this high right here. EMA's at the top. Clearly, we know it's a downtrend. But let's just look at the higher time frame, like, because like me personally, I don't personally have a lot of faith in stuff like this. So I'm gonna go to the higher time frame. I'm gonna go to the 1 hour and see what's going on. 1 hour not saying nothing. It's a 4 hour. 4 hour like a downtrend. It just came from a 4 hour supply. Let's go back to the 5 minute. Yeah, the only thing that just says this want to be a short-term uptrend is just that it broke this high right there. That's really just it for me. Like that's the only thing that just makes sense. And honestly, we all know that it's liquidity setting up underneath these equal lows. So yeah, this was just I'm pretty sure you made money off this, like these little 4 candles. Like you can scalp that up. Like that's an easy win. But like you just have to just be careful, bro, because like this is liquidity and we're breaking structure going against the trend. Higher time frame look bearish. So yeah, this was just short lived. Like if you didn't scalp that and then get out, like you definitely lost. But yeah, it made sense to take this, but it's just a risky play. But again, the risky plays have been winning though. So yeah, this is a good setup. This is a pretty good setup. All right, let's go to SB. SB right here.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. What's going on?
Oh, what's good, bro? So today AU at 9:10 a.m.
You said today AU at 9:10?
Yeah.
Take these EMAs off. 9:10. Right. Oh, you talking about this right here?
Yeah, it should be a supply.
Yeah, right there. Okay. Did you take it?
Yeah. We won for 2 1-on-1s. But I felt like I could got more out of the trade though, like a 1 and 2. But I want to hear like your thoughts on it.
Okay, so we did have news today. I remember news was at like 10 o'clock, 10:05. I remember sending that to the Discord. If we're looking at structure, it's following structure. This is literally what it did. Take this off. This is all market structure did on this setup in particular. All it did was this. It went up, there a couple pullbacks, and then it broke structure, and then it showed the supply literally right up in there, which will be this setup right here, and then it dropped. So we're following structure. Like we can clearly see, like, okay, boom, they are breaking down now. That makes sense. So this is a good setup. I'm pretty sure that the EMAs probably don't look the best on the setup, but either way it go, market structure is always going to be over indicators. But honestly, this situation, now I didn't even know the 200 was literally right there in front. The 200 actually helped this setup. It literally bounced off the 200, the white line, and then start dropping. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good setup though. Like we're breaking structure. Let me go to the higher time frame. What is the higher time frame looking like? Okay, we broke that low. We is breaking structure a little bit to the upside on the 15 minutes. Let's go to 1 hour. Ooh, the 1 hour look kind of messy, man. See now, like when you see price action like this on a higher time frame, like it's kind of unclear. It's like unsure. Like you broke structure to the upside, but now we're breaking structure to the downside. Like, okay, so where are we really going? So like the 1 hour is not really saying too much, like because since it broke these multiple highs, you would think it would continue up, but then we just made a whole new low. So like it's not really clear on the higher time frame, and the 4 hour is messy too. So yeah, that was just good. Just a good job following the 5-minute structure. Like that's something that I would just do. Like higher time frame, not saying nothing. Okay, let's just go off of market structure off the 5 minute. So yeah, this is pretty good. This is good.
Thank you, because that's what happened, because the higher time frame was kind of iffy.
Yeah.
So I stayed on the 1, 5, and 15. It worked out.
Okay.
Just wanted to hear your thoughts on it, bro. Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right. Yeah, that's a good setup. All right, and we have Alpha and Kobe, and then we're gonna wrap it up. But I had to go over because I feel like everybody needs that question answered, so that's cool. I ain't tripping about it. Alpha, hello.
Yo, what's up?
Yes, sir.
I think we can look at EU and demand today.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
So if you can look at EU demand today.
Okay. EU demand today.
Yeah.
At what time? Hello. At what time?
Around 7:40.
7:40.
I'm putting it right there. That demand zone right before.
Right here.
Yeah. My fault. 6:40.
Okay, let's try this out. Now we know that this is low probability now. You know that, right?
Low probability?
Yeah. This is low probability. So how did you draw it? Like it just depends on how you drew it.
I covered the whole bar. The width.
Okay, so you did the general area low probability supply and demand.
Oh, all right.
No, but where did you get in there?
Regular candle.
Right here.
Yeah.
Okay. So this was pretty good, but like when it comes to low probability, like you got to understand that your stop loss have to go underneath there. Like, did you put a stop loss underneath the low?
I put it below the candle.
See, now, I wouldn't do that. Me personally, if I take a low probability setup, I'm not gonna put my stop loss inside the zone or underneath the swing low because I just don't know if that is the filling in a gap completely. Like we just don't know if like that's gonna hold or not. Like the precision of high probability setups is it fill the gap 100%, they fill it in all the way, and then we're looking for rejection. This is low probability. We got if you draw out the box just like this. And you zoom in on where the candles was wicking the top of the box, which is these two candles right there, and then close back in the box and then start shooting up. That makes it low probability. There's no gap in front of your bearish candle. So since you drew it out like a low probability setup, just like this, your stop loss definitely need to get some breathing room. Like definitely have to have some sort of breathing room. Because like you're gonna take another setup like this that's low probability, and then you're gonna do like it did. You're gonna break the candle and you're gonna put your stop loss right there, and then what if it does something like this? And then now it's a winner. So like you got to be really careful with low probability. I always preach to put your stop loss underneath the zone, all low probability setups. So I mean, this is a good win though, but like just make sure you put your stop loss in the right area because I don't want you to lose on a winning trade. Like that's gonna be irritating.
All right, got you.
That's all you got?
Yeah.
All right. And the last person we got Kobe right here.
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. What's going on?
Sweet. All right. So I got a question on a setup. I think you kind of answered the question for me already, just talking to Alpha. But it was during Asian session on the 22nd on UJ.
Okay, 22nd UJ.
It was between 8 and 9 my time. It might be 9 and 10 for you. It was a sorry, it was a supply.
New York session or London session?
Oh, it's Asian.
22nd. So it'd be the 22nd, right? Oh, right here.
And then it would be later that night.
You talking about this right here, or are you talking about up here? No, this is the 21st. I'm tripping.
Yeah, go to the 22nd and then like later that night. So like around like military time, like 20 o'clock.
What, like, can you point me in the direction where the setup is at? Like,
go to the right. Like all the way to the right. Keep going. It'd be like later on that night.
Right here.
Like 8 p.m. type of deal, like at night. Yeah, that way. Keep going.
Okay.
Keep going. And then right, you're getting closer. Stop right about there. Go to the left a bit.
Are you talking?
Go to
Are you
the
talking
left.
about? Are you talking about this?
Yeah. You're in the right area, right there.
Talking
Right,
about
that one right there. Yeah.
okay, I thought so. Okay,
Yeah.
so did you win on this? Did you win on this
No, I got faked out twice.
on this setup right here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how you get faked out twice?
Let me see. Because I took the supply down. Shoot, you know what? I don't even think that's the right one.
Yeah, I'm
They're
about to say.
looking a little different on mine.
Yeah, if this is the setup you took.
Oh, okay. No, I'm sorry. It's that supply right there. The one right next to it. Yeah, that one right there. That's the one. Yeah, so because that first one.
You marked this
Yeah,
like
that? Exactly. And so it barely tapped that first time right there. And then that red candle, the first tap on that green candle.
No, this not a good setup, bro. I'm gonna be honest. This is just not a good setup. Like, okay, let's just analyze this trade right here because you said this is the zone right here. That's the
zone.
Okay. So let's just break this losing trade down because me personally, I just don't like the setup. So let's go to the high time frame. Let's go to 15-minute. What's the 15-minute looking like? Okay, where's the EMAs at? Okay, we at the top. All right. Higher time frame. We kind of like not really clear on the direction, kind of going up and down. It's a 4 hour. 4 hour, not really clear either. So we go to the 5-minute and we're taking setups that literally just tapped into a supply previously. And then we draw that entry off of that first supply as a zone with no breaker structure. Nah, I just don't like it. Me personally, I just don't like it. Yeah, the EMA is at the top, but bro, like we just don't have a breaker structure. Like it's not even like a minor breaker structure. We just had a swing high. So like, did you have enough time to close that?
Yeah. So I got out, but my mistake too was whenever it kept going into the zone, I took a second entry because I saw another break of candle whenever it was kind of higher in its supply zone. So I'll go a little bit forward, a little bit more, and then break of that candle right there. And then I got faked out again. And so
this is not a good setup. This is not a quality setup, bro. This is something I just will not take, bro. I'm gonna be honest. Like this got no breaker structure. We are in Asian session, so that's even worse. Like the setup itself is just not a quality setup. Like, nah. Like why? Like you don't trade London session or New York?
Work gets in the way, so I've been working around it. I've been doing pretty okay in Asian session, but that was just the one that got me the most. And I see what you're saying too. Like I probably should have waited for that supply to make a break of structures before I got in.
Yeah, like I don't know if you had enough time to take this one, but like this one before that setup was like pretty good. Like you could have scalped that down and then just scalp that and then get out. But like this one right here, it just nah, bro. Like we didn't break any structure at all. Like nah.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. That's all you had, or you had another question?
Yeah, that was it. Thank you.
All right. All right, so we went over time like 12 minutes. It really don't even matter. Everybody got to get their question answered. If you didn't get your question answered, just DM me. As always, I'm going to check my DMs. Just take a little bit of time because I get a lot of messages. But yeah, overall this week. So like the topic of this webinar is definitely you gonna have to bring something else out if supply and demand is not showing up. If you don't see no setups, you need to bring something else out. Like it's just that simple. You will have it's going to be another week where you see zones not getting reached. You're going to see setups that are counter trend winning more. So it just you got to be able to adapt. This week in particular, majority of the counter trend setups won. The ones that was going with the trend just wasn't hitting. So my advice is to lower your risk, or if you want to take that risk and take the same risk on counter trend setups as you do with the trend setups, then go ahead, but just understand the risk behind it. Overall this week was like a little wonky. Like it just wasn't the best. The riskier setups were winning and the clear setups was just like playing around or consolidating. But definitely focus on a major break of structure if you want the best setups possible. And if you do want to take setups that don't have a break of structure, make sure that there's no price action above the supply or no price action below the demand, because that just increases the chances because we're at the lowest point or the highest point. So yeah, that's it on this webinar. This is gonna be up tomorrow. Let's look at I think next week is NFP week, if I'm not mistaken. I think next week is NFP week. Yes, it is. So you already know, man. Like we going into September. Summer is over. Like summer months, this is over with. So like we need to like show up. Like period. Like this week was like a little bit weird. Some people had profit weeks, some people had break even, some people didn't make no money. But like the months of September, October, November, like these are the months where you're gonna see like quality setups. But you gotta still be disciplined though. Like don't feel like they're gonna owe you something just because we out of the summer months. Like that, the market don't owe us anything. Like just because we're gonna go into the fall months of trading doesn't mean they're gonna just give us the most beautiful setups. We gotta find it, we gotta see it. So that's really all I got on this webinar. You already know, like I don't trade on NFP day, so really just Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday for me. I just stay away from weeks like this because I just know like I just lose the most money during these weeks. So I just be real careful. But if you do want to trade during this week, one setup done, or if you got like a strict trading plan where you're only taking like 1 or 2 setups and that's it, stick to that. Like don't over trade during NFP week. Like you're gonna see for people that don't that haven't had a lot of experience trading during this week, you will see. If you keep taking setups, you're gonna see. But yeah, that's all I got, man. This webinar will be up tomorrow. I'm definitely gonna be back testing a lot of counter trend setups because we gotta be prepared for situations like that. Like if we see counter trend setups are hitting, like we gotta be able to take that, scalp that, and then get out. So me personally, I'm gonna be back testing counter trend setups like all weekend because like literally like Nas did it yesterday, and then we did it today with Nas counter trend setup. So it's just like we gotta be prepared for that. So that's all I got, man. Keep going. For people that's still doing prop firm challenges, let's get funded, bro. Like get funded. Like I don't care about anything else. Get funded. Let's get a payout. Don't rush it though. I know a lot of people that's not profitable yet trying to take challenges and just like, dog, like you got to prove to yourself that you can consistently make money. If you're not consistently making money, why are you taking challenges? Because you're gonna get the account and then be like, damn, I just lost the account and I didn't get a payout. No, like get funded, take your time, man. Because like they giving us no time limits. I'm pretty sure like most prop firms are moving towards no time limit. Take your time, like just take your time. So get a payout. Like that's just the main goal. The trophy, the little certificate, that's cool. But like if you're not making no money, we're wasting time. So the payout is the goal. Right? Phase 2, phase 1, that's cool, but payout. So, all right, that's all I got. See y'all in the chat Monday. Let's get it. Homework Monday. Homework getting checked tomorrow. Let's keep going, bro. I'm out.